Hi everyone, and welcome to our third and last webinar in our series on online marketing with BOMA. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Thank you to those who joined us for webinar 1 and 2. If you weren't able to attend those, we have sent out video recordings of those. They're also on our closed group Facebook page, and they're on our YouTube channel under the playlist Webinar Series 2018. Today, I'll introduce myself first. My name is Liz, and I'm Content Marketing Manager at BOMA. I'm joined by Caro, who's our Technical Support Guru, and Andy, who's Head of Engineering. And as with all our webinars, feel free to send questions in, and we'll aim to cover these directly within the webinar, and even if we come back to you directly afterwards. So today we are going to send a campaign, and in the process, look at the content library and the image library. If you're using BOMA without the zero sync, creating multi-channel campaigns is just as easy. And if we look at the app here, you'd start with new campaign and follow the 5 easy steps in the campaign flow. For accountants and bookkeepers who have the zero sync and have synced with Xero HQ, you have the option to choose content that's curated by Xero, and we'll use this today. This library is a result of a partnership between BOMA and Xero. And it was based on the understanding that content is one of the biggest challenges for businesses marketing online. The library allows you to choose a piece of content that's relevant to your audience, and then you can customize and personalize it in your campaign flow. You might want to add an introductory paragraph or further advice for your clients. So let's look at the library. The most recent content is here on the dashboard, and to view the full content library, click View All Xero Content. So you'll find content on a variety of topics. If we look at these ones here, everything from, these are templates, for example, if you want to have an event, everything from the invitation, a reminder, all the way through to the thank you. But you can also find content on topics such as cloud, software, accounting advice, and articles for business. So if we look at a piece of content in here, I'm going to choose a piece. Let's stop here. You can see a summary on each article. The purpose here is a short summary of the content. The recommended audience tells you who it's suitable for, and I can also see how long this content will be available for in the library. If you click on the preview button, you can actually see how the content will look across the channels that you might choose to send it through. So this, for example, is how it will look as an email for your recipient. You can see that it's optimized for mobile. You will be able to customize this content as you go through the campaign flow. I can look at Facebook. Basically, BOMA automatically reformats the content to fit the channel. You design once, and BOMA reformats. We look at LinkedIn. You can see that post. And obviously, this is a massive time saver. You don't need to go into each channel to create a new post. BOMA does it for you. We finally look at Twitter, what a tweet will look like. And again, in each of these channels, you can customize as we go through. So I'm going to select this piece of content by clicking Deliver to my audience. Now we're in campaign setup, and you can see that the campaign name is already pre-populated, and that reflects the content that you chose. This name is not seen by your by your contacts, and you can change this. So, for example, if you had a goal for this campaign, you might want to use a heading that is meaningful to you here. For content delivery, choose where you want this to go. So I'm going to choose email. I'm going to make it into a Facebook post, and let's choose Twitter as well. BOMA will soon be releasing an update that allows you to create a paid post on social channels, and you'll be able to do this here. So we'll click Save and Continue, which takes us to Audience. Under Audience for your email, you can select the audience that you want the email to go to, and you have 2 options. You can either deliver to all your contacts, or you can define who it's sent to by using tags. So if we click on that, yesterday we created a tag called Trade, which was for my construction clients. I want this email to go to them, so I'll select that. And I can see now how many recipients will be targeted in this campaign. And if I click on Show, I can see those contacts. Click back to hide. For Facebook and Twitter, I don't need to do anything. The posts will deliver to the fans and followers of those pages. So click Next, and we'll go into the media page. On this page, you can see that the zero content is preloaded with an image, but you do have the option to change this. Images obviously make your campaign more compelling, and especially for a social post where image is key to engagement. So you can upload an image from your computer by clicking File Upload here, or you can choose from BOMA's image library. They're free to use. There's a huge selection. Simply input your search term. So we've got a content piece on growing your business. Let's try the word growth. Click search, see what pops up. Choose an image here, and you can also add text to that image. So if we select that button, add a title, choose a theme, and you can see how easy it is to edit that image there. You can also revert back to the original image if you prefer to stay with that one. So if we click Save and Continue, we'll now get into the next step, which is content. And in this step, this is where you'll customize and create more content. If I look at email and edit the email content, if you're creating a campaign from scratch, this is the step where you write or paste in the content for your email. And if you have long form content, that might be a compelling introductory paragraph and link back to, say, for example, a blog post on your website. We've selected the zero content, so you can see that the image is preloaded, my logo is there, the text is here, and we're going to look at how we can personalize this email for our target audience. So there's some easy drag and drop functions over here. First, we'll look at body. The body tab has settings that apply to the entire message, such as colors and fonts, the background color, content area color, link color, which we chose in our account setup. So if you've got a link back to a URL, a website page on your website within your text, that color allows it to show up. Don't worry about this. This is actually already optimized for mobile, so you can leave that where that is. In structures, you can add and edit rows of content in the message simply by dragging and dropping these elements into your email. So you could use more than one column. For example, we could drag this one in, have an image and text side by side. And then in content, you can edit the individual content blocks with text, images, buttons, dividers. Don't worry about your social channels because we have already set those up in our third-party integrations. And if we look at the bottom of the email here, you can see that those are here. So for example, let's make a few changes so you can see how easy that is. In this email, I'd like this to be sent to an individual with a personal greeting. So in the text here, I'm going to add my greeting with a space, choose a merge tag, select the first name, and return. So now that will pull the name from my contact list and address them personally. Within structures, BOMA has actually prompted you with a content block here already, but I'm going to show you if you wanted to add more content, how to do that. So we're going to go into structures. Let's choose another body of text, drag it in here, then choose what we want to put in here. We want to put text in here, and we might have more text such as, say if we've got an event, join us next Thursday, for example, in there. With your image up the top, you can also click on that and apply effects and more. There are lots of different things you can do within the photo editor to have a look at, and it's worth having a wee play around in here. For example, we could look at frames, go back, orientation, overlays, enhance colours, etc. I'm going to click out of there at the moment. You can add and change the text on your buttons. You can see that because we've used content from the Xero library, this button will take you to the longer form content. When you're happy with the content within your email, click Save, and we'll go back to the defined content page. I'm going to click back in there though, so I want to show you something else within this. The subject line, the preview description, and who it's from are all pre-populated, and you can change these. Subject line and preview are what is seen by your recipient in their inbox, and this preview is the snippet of text that appears after the subject line in most email programs. So a good subject line and preview can really help improve your open rate, so it's really worth looking at these. And you can obviously change for individual campaigns who it's from and the email address. You can also send a test here, and you will be able to do this in the final preview as well, but this is a really good idea. Send it to yourself or someone in the office and make sure that you check your layout, your spelling, content, etc. When we're happy with the editing that we've done in here, click Save. If we look at Facebook, you can see that there is a post content introduction here already, which you can see in the post. You can change this. You can change your headline, your call to action. We'll close that and look at the tweet. And you can see a number counter down the bottom here, so that if you can see that number counter is going down. That basically tells you how many characters you have left in your tweet, and you can make all those changes here. Click Save, and we'll go on to previewing, reviewing, and sending. So again, you can see in here that you can send a test email of your email, your subject lines there, your preview description, who it's sent from. We can preview the email, make sure that we're happy with it. Go down into our Facebook post, review it. And if you want to make any changes, simply click on at the bottom, there's a go back button, and you can go back to the stage that you want to change. You can now choose to send your campaign immediately, or you can choose to schedule it. And within the scheduler, you'll find your local time zone, but you can select another time zone in the drop-down menu, and then you can use the calendar to select the time and date that you want to send your campaign out. We're going to click Deliver, and your campaign is on its way. So if we go back to the dashboard here by Return to Dashboard, we can see that the campaign is here, and as soon as that's sent, we'll see a success message. If you're creating a campaign from scratch, the process is exactly the same, but as discussed, you'll start with new campaign, you'll add your copy with the setup. You might have written your content as a blog post, for example, and your campaign links back to this. In this case, you would write that little introductory paragraph, ask people to read more, use that button as a link back to the long form copy. Within the platform, you can obviously do both. And as time goes on, I think you'll find that you get more comfortable creating your own posts for your business. So that is the end of today's webinar, and it's the end of our series on online marketing with BOMA. If you haven't already signed up for a free trial, this is really easy to do, and you can do this from the BOMA homepage. Within your free trial, I'd recommend that you create a couple of campaigns across social posts, email campaigns, so that you can see how easy it is. And for all the accountants and bookkeepers out there, we would like to invite you to another webinar that we're running in conjunction with The Profitable Firm in the UK. The Profitable Firm are a creative agency that work exclusively with accountants, and together we'll be talking about the principles of content marketing and specifically how to make the zero content your own. So a great webinar to attend, and we'll have the details of this webinar on our Facebook post and let you know.